have this guy work, and let's call him Els. Alright, Els works with me, and lately I do a lot of windshields. I'm not going to name the manufacturer I work for, but I currently do a lot of windshields, and I'm training this dude, Els. And Els comes from the hood in Chicago, and he's an interesting dude. Young guy, he's probably 23, 25, something. I really like this dude. Doesn't want to live the hood life and all that. Got a job at a reputable, nice place. And I've been trying to train this dude. If he watches this, he'll know exactly who he is. But I've been training this guy, and when he first came, I swear to God, this dude, I mean, he had to come to work a little hazy, you know what I mean? But he, in the last few months after working and talking with him and doing the thing, I think he's quit everything he does. You know, like cleaned up. I think he's trying to clean up his personal life. Solid dude. He's turning into a good guy. He's finally starting to really get what he has to do. But there's an important thing, is not only knowing what you have to do, but you gotta pay attention to what you're doing as well. You know, you can be okay if you know what to do, but if you're watching what you're doing, you can be a lot better. And this dude has crazy personal life stuff, man. He tells me some funny ass stories. I mean, it's funny on the outside. I'm sure if you lived it, it would be horrible. But he tells me some funny ass stuff about his personal life, and I think that it distracts him at work a little bit. And it's the only thing that's been holding this dude back. But I'm confident that he'll get it here. I mean, hell, it ain't that bad. That leads me into how I am here right now, actually. How's it work? And I talk a lot of shit, and about all sorts of different stuff, including myself. And we were talking at work the other day, and one of the dudes I was working with said to me that he bet if I could figure out how to deal with the online social media stuff, that if I just could talk my thoughts on there, somebody would pay attention. So as I get comfortable here, I'm sure that we'll get there, but we'll give her a try for a solid little bit here, see how it does. But I guess it's kind of podcasty style. I don't know. I'm gonna do what I enjoy, and I'm gonna tell you guys about how I think about life and stuff. Yeah, right now I'm going to the fish store. It's sad down here. Like, I don't know if you can see that sign on the right, all tagged up. Phoenix, Arizona, man, is a rough place. Like, watch, when we come down Grand, right here is our turn to the right. Like I said, we're going to the fish store. We're going to Ocean Floor Store. Shout out to Ocean Floor Store. They're freaking amazing in there. They got tons of stuff. I'm not filming in there or nothing, but it's amazing. If you guys live in Phoenix, you should go down to Ocean Floor Store. They'll convince you to buy some fish in the fish tank. Anyways, back to my previous thought. As we get down here on Grand and get farther to downtown Phoenix, you'll see what I mean. It's summer right now, so there's less activity outside, but man, we're driving a 1986 Chevy K10. I'm sure at some point y'all will see it. most of my stuff driving to and from work. People drive crazy on the highway, and I got a lot of time to and from work, so yeah, man. So I don't know how many of y'all are into RC cars, but man, RC cars are sweet. The real cars are real expensive to race and play with and whatever, but a bunch of the dudes I work with got into RC cars, and so we race once in a while after work or do this or that together. And I've been getting into the drag cars. They're a lot more difficult than you'd think. You'd think a RC car, just like throttling it and making it go straight, would be easy. It takes a bit more engineering than that. I mean, I'm not an RC channel, but if you go into the depth of how that goes, there is a lot of hours of trying to tinker with those stupid things to make them work, but they are super fun. If you get into RC cars, though, be expecting to spend a lot more money than you expect, but a lot less than you would on real cars. That's for real. But crawling is what everybody that I am involved with really enjoys. I mean, they have the fast ones, but really they like the crawler stuff. Arizona is pretty slim on RC car racing, like the fast ones, except like on-road, and there's one series. It's actually happening right now. It's called the Arizona Heat Series, I believe. It's at Adobe Mountain Raceway. They do races there. But they do all sorts of stuff there. They do car races there. They do RC stuff, go-karts, I think motorcycles maybe, dirt track, all sorts of crazy stuff up there. Shout out to the race courses, because they're all dying, sadly. Your rights, even in your cars, are being taken away. You know, I actually just came from AutoZone, and that dude in there was talking about the people taking, or the government taking away cash, because I was trying to pay for cash, and it surprised, or pay with cash, and it surprised him. And I don't know if it's a good thing. I don't quite have enough input on it quite yet, but letting somebody else be in control of your total currency and what you do and don't buy based on their system, I don't know if I agree, but again, we'll have future updates on how I feel about that as it starts to really happen. This is the most reasonable drive I think I've had in a long time. Nobody's doing too crazy. Pretty cool. Right here, man. This intersection. I do not like this intersection. So in Phoenix, me personally, there are two intersections I am highly uncomfortable in. This one, when this intersection is popping right here, I believe that this is one of the worst intersections. Even though it may not be the absolute worst area, this intersection gets pretty bad right here. I mean, it's a pretty bad area, but there's a spot right up on 19th and maybe Northern or Olive. I'd have to be there and show you. But that intersection up there, that one scares me for sure. I used to have a Infiniti G37S manual, and the license plate was LWR CLS, lower class. And when I would be going through that neighborhood to go to the Kelly's Machine Shop over there in that car, everybody would be looking at that car, and I understood that, you know, the position that puts you in. But this intersection that we're waiting at here, all to the left of us, is a big old pile of people all doing some sort of game. I don't know if it's dice or what they're doing. They're playing some sort of game over there, though. People walking all over the place. Right here, when it's really bad, they line up in between all the cars and walk through them and knock on your windows and do weird shit. Have fish. I got some fresh and salt water. I love all them fish. If you guys are familiar with fish, I had a Bisher, a Guinean Bisher. He was probably pushing like 16 inches or so, and he disappeared. Like, I don't know. One day he was there, one day he wasn't, and he didn't get out of the tank. He hasn't rotted or anything anywhere, and it's a totally sealed tank. I think that it's kind of a mean tank. There's a Severum and some Green Terrors and a couple other Bichers in there. I think that if he bit the dust while I wasn't home, I have a theory that the rest of the tank just ate him, which he was really big, but I guess there are some other big fish in there too that could probably get him. And saltwater tanks are cool. My anemones took it over, so I was trying the soft corals, but I only can get a small variety to grow for some reason. Water's all good, everything's good, but crazy. See all these people sleeping on the tracks. At least these aren't like the tent city areas, but it's a bummer, man. That leads me to our country's mental health thing. Country's mental health needs some help, man. We don't know how to take care of people that need it. I work for a company, and we do mobile service. We go to people's homes and we service their cars at home as well. And I am not a mobile service person. However, I can't say I'm bad at that job. So once in a while they have me sub in and do different stuff with it. And one time they sent me on a call right here around the corner down here, and they wanted me to pull off a front bumper, do 2 headlights, the little modules for the headlights, and I believe that was all. I got to this guy's house, and there was absolutely no shade. Middle of summer, probably 115 degrees. No shade. Total asphalt lot. And this dude's out in the street. I don't know what the fuck he is doing, but this guy doing crazy shit too. Anyways, he wanted me to do those 2 headlights, and there were people everywhere, all cracked out in this little lot. And as soon as I stepped out of the door of the mobile car, there was a tin foil with some heroin residue all melted down in it. And right then and there, I told the dude, I told him I couldn't. Look at that thing. I mean, for a Genesis, that's pretty sweet. I don't even like Hyundai Genesis, but that one's pretty alright. Yeah, I refused the service, though. I wasn't going to go there and sit out in the asphalt parking lot in 115 for an hour and a half while all these freaking criminals be looking at me and I don't know, man. The company I work for gets a lot of attention, and I would hate to have something happen over me not realizing the situation that I'm in, you know. But if you guys live in Phoenix and you guys are aware of bad areas in Phoenix, not a place you want to be. Definitely not a place you want to be. Here we are, the Ocean Floor Store. Look at this beautiful, I think it's a BMW. Nice little, yeah, it is a BMW. Nice Subaru too, check this out. Boom, nice Subaru. Boom, beautiful BMW. Oh, sexy car right there. I am not an electric car fan. The i8, yeah, the electric one. I'm not a big electric car guy. However, if you've ever driven one, you can't deny how freaking amazing the performance is. I'm headed in to get some salt water, and who knows what else. I'll be back when we get out. Successful mission. Only got the water. The dude had, oh shit, the dude in there had some Fight for Your Right by Beastie Boys playing, and he was singing along and having a good time. And you know, I respect happy people. Most people do not know just like how to smile. Most people through their day truly believe like their lives are horrible, and it's a sad thing because most people like honestly have pretty good lives, and most of the time if they're unhappy about it, at least 80% of the time there's usually something that person can try to do to be better. But nobody wants to work. Working's hard. It's like this tweak right over here to my left. I'm gonna have to get a camera I can move for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's rough. Like my dad, as I was growing up, constantly told me that the world doesn't give a fuck about me, and all these statements that like most people hear that and they're like, oh my god, that's so harsh. But I think I'm honestly so thankful. If he hadn't have told me the real reality, I would have been surprised. Like, I look at a lot of kids, you know, quote unquote kids these days, and they leave their parents' house and then they just have no idea what to do. You know? They, like, when nobody does care, it hurts them. And it's too bad. You know? At least with me, like, at least I felt somebody was so honest with me, so when it actually happened, and I realized that you actually have to work, people don't just charity to anybody. I mean, there are nice deeds, but most of the time people don't care. And I think that's a lot of what leads to our current society being so soft, is they just never expected the world to have actually be hard. They were told they could be anything they wanted to be, and you can only be what you want to be if you work for it. And I think that point is missed by a lot of folks these days. Oh, are we going to make this light? I'm not going to race it, but oh yeah, we're going to make it. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. That girl looks pretty. Look at this. Just to all the people out there, courtesy is a good thing. Like, you know, just once in a while. Just once in a while, try it. It makes you feel good. We were just talking about how people don't care. Just once in a while. It's like let somebody over in traffic. Once in a while, you'll be disappointed. You'll try to let somebody in, and they'll just be stupid about it, and then it's a bummer because you know. But for the most part, try to be nice, especially while driving, man. People die driving every day. Every day, families are losing people because somebody just isn't paying attention, or somebody doesn't want to be just slightly courteous. And this is, you know, even for me, I'm saying this to myself too. But I'm glad to be leaving downtown Phoenix. I don't like being in downtown Phoenix. Anybody that likes being in downtown Phoenix, like, man, that's a life to live right there.